A very good morning to all our Sports Today family members, and today we have seen that the India women's team is in action currently right now against Malaysia and Guangzhou. The game was reduced to 15 overs because of rain, and India have posted a very formidable total. Now in the Malaysian chase, unfortunately 2 balls have been bowled and rain has come yet again. This delay might be slightly longer, and maybe in the next half an hour or so we'll get to know what is the final result. Now remember, if this game is washed out, India will go through to the semi-finals because of a higher ranking. So we will bring you live updates of the Asian Games when it comes to the India versus Malaysia women's cricket match also, because today there are some events in which India are really going to make an impact about. But prior to the Asian Games, it's India versus Australia also, which will begin tomorrow at Mohali. And this individual is back. Yes, Steve Smith was seen batting in the nets, and he was absolutely pummeling the bowlers for close to 4 hours yesterday. From day till night, continuously in the nets, he was targeting the bowlers, he was batting very well, and it showed that he had recovered from his wrist injury that had taken place, that had sidelined him for the entire South Africa tour. Because of that, Steve Smith seems to be back in action. Remember, he's just about 61 runs away from getting to 5,000 runs in ODIs. And because of this, Steve Smith will be doubly determined to ensure that he begins the series well, because the World Cup is very, very near. Pat Cummins was also there, and all the other Australian players who had missed the South Africa series, they are going to make a big impact here. Remember, 3 ODIs, this is the final pit stop for both India and Australia before the World Cup. And that is the reason why Australia will be determined to ensure that they do not get into a slump, because remember, they have lost 3 ODIs on the trot against South Africa, and from a 2-0 series lead, they squandered it and lost 3-2. So Australia will be determined that they do not prolong the slump, otherwise they will head into the World Cup with very little confidence. But very little confidence is what is plaguing this individual, Joe Root. Remember, Root was in the series against New Zealand where he did not impress much. He just had 39 runs in 4 matches, and he tried to get his confidence back in the England versus Ireland ODI, but unfortunately that game was washed out. So Joe Root will mostly not be playing the next 2 ODIs at Trent Bridge and Bristol. Today also it's New Zealand versus Bangladesh, and that is why these couple of matches are going to be very, very important now. But if Root hasn't got a chance against Ireland, he'll probably head into the World Cup with slightly low confidence as well. Because remember, he might play a vital role in the World Cup soon. And Joe Root, let us make no mistake about it, he holds the key in a way for England. But England will be, we know the travel plans now, what's going to be. England are going to head out to India next Thursday, and in this coming Wednesday they'll arrive in India. They'll play 2 warm-up games at Barsapara and Trivandrum, and then they will begin the defense of their World Cup title. So next Wednesday, England are heading to India, and they will begin their defense of the World Cup. But that's enough about cricket, because now we are going to focus on the main thing, which is the Asian Games 2023 encounters today. Indian football is under the scanner yet again, and after the 1-5 loss to China, the Indian men's team will be hoping to make a big impact today when they take on Bangladesh at 1:30 p.m. IST. Remember, India can still make it to the round of 16 despite losing to China. However, it is a very uphill task because of the lack of preparation, the reserves. You are not able to get in many fit players onto the park. This ISL standoff and the AIFF ISL standoff has really hurt India in this Asian Games, and now they'll have to pull up their socks and ensure that they make it to the round of 16. Remember, India have won Asian Games gold in football, but all that now is past glory. Here the struggle is very, very real. Not just the men, even the women's team are going to be in action today at 5:15 p.m. India versus Chinese Taipei. That will be a very important match. But remember, the men's and the women's team could have an impact in the Asian Games, but remember, all hopes are pinned on the men. Today in the morning itself, we have seen some very good news in the double sculling event, because remember, the likes of Arjun Jatt and Arvind Yadav, they have made it to the final A of the double sculling event, and that is why this is a very important sport indeed. Remember, India have done well consistently in the Asian Games when it comes to sculling, rowing for the ordinary individuals. So Arjun Jatt and Arvind Yadav, they have made it to the final and they will be hoping to continue India's medal surge that is there in sailing also. Remember, in the Olympics, maybe they may not have that much of success, but in the Asian Games, they have had consistent success ever since 1952. So, they are in the final after topping the repechage semi-final. So, that's why Arjun Jatt and Arvind Yadav, they are in the final and they'll be hoping for a medal. But today there is also windsurfing, and remember, windsurfing as a sport is going to be one of the things to look forward to, because there is an IQ foil, there is a 49 ER, there is a 49 ER FX. What are these? They are all formats and the materials with which you use windsurfing for. And there is also sailing in the form of Netra Kumanan and all the others, KC Ganapati. All of them are going to be participating today in the Asian Games. Remember, all the water sports are going to end from on September 25-26 onwards, and then you're going to see the majority of the Asian Games, other disciplines warming up. So from 21st onwards till 27th, you're going to see the water sports dominate the Asian Games build up. So will football. But remember, the major focus today is the India men's football team, where they will take on Bangladesh. The men and the women will take on Chinese Taipei. So it is a big day for football in the Asian Games. As far as sculling is concerned, we are in the final of the event, the double scull event that is there. So big moments coming up for India. It's just starting up in the Asian Games. However, in the India versus Malaysia match, rain has interrupted, but if it is washed out, India go through due to higher ranking. So we'll be coming live with you as soon as the India versus Malaysia match is over. Stay tuned to Sports Today for all the latest news and analysis. Tap that bell icon so you know when we go live, and don't forget, we're on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram as well. Thank you.